Friends, good morning. I welcome you in Sarma Pre-Tutorial Hours. Today I discuss poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. Please subscribe my channel to learn English and to do curricular studies. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Whose words, whose woods, those are I think I know. His house is in the village, though he will not see me stopping here towards his woods filled with snow. So, friends, in this lyrical poem, Robert Frost gives a message of unfinished work or burden of a lot of work that he has to accomplish before sleep or night. But night and sleep are symbols for the realms of dreamland and death. He is tired due to burden of work and wants to take rest because in dreamland of future plans and imagination he is having continuity of work. So in the first stanza of a poem, he stops near woods, rather his horse-driven carriage. He stopped for a while, and he remembers an anecdote that he met a person or owner of the woods whose house is in the village. On this spot, the owner of the woods will not see him, and he enjoys watching the falling snow in evening. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. So in second stanza, his little horse feels odd or queer to stop in the woods while it is snowing, as there is no farmhouse but a deep forest and it is falling snow. So horse is actually putting a question to Robert Frost why he is stopping there because destination is far away. It is chilly winter, so the water of the lake is frozen and it is the darkest evening of the year too. Now, third stanza. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and drowny black. So, in third stanza, the horse startled or surprised on stopping near frozen lake, so he shakes his harness bells tied on his neck, putting a question to poet whether he is doing a mistake. Here sounds of snow and wind are heard, cold wind and plittering sounds rising from frozen lake are heard. So now the fourth and last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So in last stanza, poet relaxes a while, seeing the beauty of the frozen lake and the woods. He loves the woods which are dense and night is dark. Poet has many promises to fulfill, and life is a long journey, and he is having unfinished tasks or work. He wants to take rest or sleep in night, but to achieve target, he has to do a lot of work. So in this way, this poem written in 4 stanza is a lyrical poem. So now friends, I give here critical appreciation. Pandit Jawahar Nehru was impressed by this poem, so he left a note on his office table where the last stanza of this poem was written. That was discovered after his death on 27th of May 1964. What was written there? There was written the last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So friends, here symbols used where horse may be taken as consciousness, in my opinion, and deep forest is the realm or reign of death, and sleep suggests the natural death here. And some critics opine about natural death and conflicts due to burden of work and experiences. Here poet has fancy for death also. Here poet had fancy for death also. Then friends, now this critical appreciation. Here poet he hears the sounds near frozen lake. Here he remembers his experiences too. So falling snow suggests coming death. So some critics gives opinion. So here first William O. Corner says it is one of the most quietly moving of lyrics. Then second, John Lennon says the journey has a purpose and promises, and consciousness of poet seems to take rest in the charming woods. Then Austin Warren admires the natural symbolism in the poem, says sleep, darkness, and snow suggest death. Then uh, Edmund William says there is uh, there is indefiniteness of music. There is indefiniteness or indefiniteness rather infiniteness of music from jungle or forest as natural symbols in the vague shadow of romanticism. Then next critic Untermeyer says monosyllabic words used with vowel sounds imparting the music and melody of the poem, hence a little poem speaks a lot. Then sixth comment of a critic John Ciardi. John Ciardi writes that each stanza consists of rhyme in 3 lines. First stanza written with rhyme scheme A dash A dash B dash A. So friends, further here symbols you may taken into account says horse, woods, frozen lake, bells, farmhouse, evening and sleep, etc. Then friends, in short, we may say further that the theme and story in the poem be briefed that poet is tired. Poet is tired and he is strolling near countryside. He stops on road first and sees the snow falling in the woods. He hears the music of the woods and rides on his carriage. Then he stops near the frozen lake and hears the sounds of wind and snow, etc. Falling snow. He wishes to take rest or sleep because he is tired. So firstly, he has to accomplish tasks as per promises till the natural death. So final sleep in night, deep forest suggests natural death. So further we may again interpret says whose boots. Whose boots here poet says in the first stanza that he knows the honor of whose boots means he is talking about the dreamland or the realms of death there. So boots symbolize as the state of death or dreamland also. And there is house in village. So I mean that mysterious person is that you may say that he lives in house, and whose farmhouse may be there in woods. So, as a poet is tired, so this poem is actually has a purpose. This poem has a purpose. So, the journey is a purpose. So, journey you may say is life. So, here we have various conflicts in life and a burden of work, and daily when we tired in night we wish to sleep. So it's natural symbols used, and this little poem speaks a lot. So poet is fascinated by the woods, so he stops there on roadside and sees the falling snow, and when he watches the falling snow, then he goes further in his carriage. He rides the carriage, and near the frozen lake, he stops. So his horse, you may say horse as a consciousness also, or rather you may say that the horse symbolizes soul in the dreamland of death. And the horse here puts a question: why he is stopping near the lake? Because here poets hears a lot of sounds, and says jungle or forest represents also the irregularity and irresponsibility and what's a disturbance. So why there is disturbance or conflicts in a life? Because life is a journey of a great work or task and conflicts. So there are disturbances. So irresponsibility and irregularity, here he poet hears in the sounds near frozen lake, and the harnessing bells of horse. Here once the music of harnessing bells warns the poet that he is responsible, and he has a lot of promises to keep, a lot of work to do. So purpose is a life has a purpose, or this journey, life is a journey that has a purpose. Then falling snow. Falling snow also represents death. Temperatures down, falling snow, night, dark night, that represents the commence of the death here, friends. And woods represents here dreamland and house of death, where the death resides in the farmhouse. So in this way, he says perhaps he knows whose house is that. That is the house owner, he knows. So house owner is here death. So in this way, actually simply this poem narrates the story that the poet is tired, so he is going to take rest, and he wants to escape in the woods, seeing the beauty, and in this way relaxes somewhat from the burden of the work. He is going away. So for some mental peace, he is watching the falling snow there. And so this is somewhat simple interpretation. But if we goes deep to study the symbolism, says symbols here: horse, woods, frozen lake, bells, farmhouse also, evening and sleep. So sleep, final sleep represents death. Evening means commencing of death, evening or night commencing of death. And horse also represents soul, not only consciousness. And woods is here a zone or a state of death. And frozen lake, tranquility or what say, serene atmosphere or where silence or final death. And bells here, music of bells here warns the poet that he has a lot of work to do there, lot of promises. So friends, now discussion over. Now please subscribe my channel to do curricular studies. Subscribe my channel to do curricular studies. Okay friends, discussion over. Thank you for watching video. Good day.